Alright, good morning, good people of the interwebs. This is Zero, just a quick channel update. Won't be on here for much longer than an hour today, unfortunately. So, here's the deal. The streaming schedule is still up in the air.
Didn't bother her any. She didn't care. She felt good afterwards.
So,
I don't think she meant it that way. I think she was trying.
got a lot to cover today. Number one, according to according to Amazon, the delivery for the upgrade will be here tomorrow. Which means that this problem that I seem to be having with my hardware being all messed up is going to be fixed. Now, as to the scheduling, this is something that's probably the most important thing on this stream, and I'm taking my hand off of the controls so I can speak for a minute. I will be working 40 hours plus a week. We are still in negotiations as far as what the start and end time of that is going to be. It will be from home, but it does not mean that I will be able to stream during my work hours. In fact, just the opposite. I'm going to have to be working, doing what I need to do first, and then streaming. We're still, again, in negotiations. So, so yeah, that is that on the in-person end. Filling out the information for the background check tomorrow. So I will be very, very much tied up. So that's kind of where we're at. Okay. As far as the streaming and the VTubing goes, the VTubing stream will return after I get the RAM installed on this rig, because then it'll be able to handle it. So when it comes down to it, I have to do what I have to do for who I love and take care of, and it's going to result in me still doing streaming, but possibly later in the evening.
But the opposite.
We're still working out the details again.
But it's already a mountain, and she's acting like it's a mountain.
As far as finding the dragon in Hytale is concerned, it was my intention to do so, but I think we're going to wait and do that once they get the coding for the dragon done right, which it could be. I have to look at the update notes and some other things. Ellie, leave the cats alone.
It's probably a good idea, 'cause that's pretty much what I'm dealing with. Only I have it on both sides.
Okay, thank you. So that's another streaming update. If I'm streaming and I have and I say I have to go, the important thing to remember is that it is important that I go do what I have to do. I will not be hemming and hawing. It will be a go moment. So.
She went to the section about sexual harassment.
Oh my god, I could not.
And then we just looked at each other and started laughing. Because we're together, what qualifies as sexual harassment in that case?
Yeah, so I can't go into the details, but we had kind of a funny moment today that you may have just lightly overheard. I can't discuss it without her consent, so okay. I just got the thumbs up, so we were going over the
It was funny, you shared that.
We were going over the paperwork because what we're doing is I need to be my future wife's in-home care person. And they have to go through it with everyone. There's a section in it that goes over certain S-word harassment. So, not that we were making light or fun of the situation, but the question did kind of arise, considering that we are in an active relationship with each other. Like, what does that mean? So when she mentioned it, I could not control myself. I just like started busting a gut, and I'm like, I know it probably happens, and I'm sure there are cases where that is a thing, but like, you know, it was just a. It became a brief little inside joke for like 2 seconds, and we were like, okay, so like, what does that even mean for us? Because like, I am her in-home care, but I'm also her future husband, and you know, couples do things.
You're my significant other.
Alright, significant other, whatever terminology you want to use. But it still kind of raised the question and cocked my eyebrow a little bit and made me about bust out laughing like, oh my god, if you only knew.
Well, we sexually harass each other all the time.
Yeah, like we've known each other more or less off and on since we were in high school.
Essentially about 20 years.
Yeah. So just like I do understand that there's a certain like power dynamic to all this shit, and I get that, but like it's not really gonna change as much as like people are worried about, I guess. And actually there's no one worried about it. If anything, a lot of us are, you know, a lot of people that are connected with it that we have talked to about this stuff are actually happy that we were able to get this particular ball down the road. Because it's something that she needs, and I can't, like, because of what she needs from me, I can't label a regular job, so we definitely needed it. So, that's a plus.
I'm excited to crack that whip.
You heard it from her. That was her. Um, oh yeah, obviously.
I don't want to bend down and grab it. Get that now.
So, I am going to point out, for online safety reasons, that's not how she addresses me. It's just a joke.
And I'm on the phone.
And she's on the phone with a family member, just messing around. If you ever find yourself in that kind of a relationship, know your hand signs to call for help. And also seek help actively. I know we probably shouldn't make light of those kind of situations, but
Probably because we get in trouble.
we're kind of really happy now because things are starting to get moving,
And it's been really stressful.
and it's been super stressful. So, that is definitely happening. In fact, that dinner date that I told you about is probably going to be over in that area.
Yeah, but the thing is, what about Ellie?
Throw her in the car too. Oh shit, it's winter. We can't do that.
No, we can't.
Getting a little bit ahead of myself, I guess.
She doesn't respect not being on the furniture.
She also likes to climb on people, so
No, but I'm worried about her trying to get on Emily's bed. Emily's dog.
crap, and food.
Oh, yeah, it's a little different. And she's not riding with them anymore. Probably her hips can't take getting up into the truck and out of the truck. Which sucks because she loves to ride. Yeah, they tell her she was going to Nanny's house and she got all excited. She knew who her nanny was.
Oh, mining these lava fields is so friggin' dangerous. It's actually very attention capturing. By the way, if anyone's interested in streaming, be very, very careful about what games you pick to stream. If it's too attention capturing, it could prevent them.
But I love you. I will call you at some point tomorrow. Like I said, as far as I know, I don't have anything going on, so I should be able to call you in the morning like I usually do. almost done with it. And I filled the bowl over the top. Very. Alright, I love you. Bye-bye for now. I will.
Bye, Honey.
He said bye, honey. She didn't hear me. She hung. Anyway, she said to give my honey her best. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to say anything problematic.
No, it's fine. I gotta be careful about what. I have to actually look that one up in the guidelines to know whether it was problematic or not. That's how, like, odd that one is.
I'm definitely not in support of domestic abuse.
No. Very anti that.
I've lived through it before, I won't know it again.
I also have to put on my stream now. I am a mandated reporter. So any actual evidence of anything like that I see, guess what? If it has to be reported, I have to report it. So.
You're gonna be reporting me once a week.
I'm not reporting you for your playful little shenanigans. There's reporting and then there's making a nuisance of yourself.
Well, I make a nuisance of myself every day. I find it enjoyable.
So, not that you're that into the tech side or the streaming stuff that much, baby. But I just checked in on Amazon. It's supposed to be here tomorrow.
Okay.
So tomorrow, after I get done dealing with the background check and stuff, I will. I'll be tearing this thing apart, cleaning it, and slapping the new memory in it. So. As far as important streaming channel news is concerned, that would be it on that one. So there were some things that were like modern events that I was going to talk about, and I might touch on them very briefly. But as everyone knows, I don't do modern events anymore. More just because modern events have turned into such kind of like a firestorm of like
Garbage?
no, just not good to cover.
Garbage.
Because it just I want my audience to be the chill audience. I don't mind you being like masculine toxic or feminine toxic. What I'm talking about is I don't want people screaming in my comment sections or whatever about political alignments all the time when I'm supposed to be predominantly a gaming and survival discussion channel. But this one does kind of broach on gaming a little bit. So I was scrolling through YouTube just yesterday actually, and I noticed something from Astacross that Jeffrey Epstein got banned from the Xbox Live chat system back in, I think he said it was like 2013. So back in about 2009, no, it was 2008, I was actively on the Xbox 360 Xbox Live, like actively, like Call of Duty was my bread and butter back then. And being a toxic little dipshit online was kind of my shtick. So, can I offer up something that a lot of people don't realize? The fact that he got banned from the Xbox communication system and got his full Xbox Live account banned is massive. Oh my god. We're talking about a point in time where, I kid you not, me and my friends were bullying, hazing, telling people to shove shotguns up their own asses. Like, we're talking some of the most horrendous shit possible. We never once got banned. Like, the trash talk was just so... Like, you think current modern way feminists can be toxic. Buddy, jump onto an Xbox Live chat system from 2013, from 2008 to 2015, 2016. You want to talk about fucking toxic. Like, we were so abusive to each other.
I know people that still are.
On there, and the fact that he got his account fucking banned tells me that he did some fucked up shit. Like, it took a lot to get banned back then.
Something heinous.
Absolutely heinous. Like, would probably make Satan start counting his rosary beads, kind of thing. That's how bad you had to be at that point in time. Okay? Like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's an online game system. It's... No. You don't understand how bad it was back then. Like, and I'm not encouraging anyone to do this. This is not the new normal. Everything... A lot of things have changed, right? Things have mellowed out. People are not as... Sometimes they can be just as bad. But, like, we literally told a... And I shouldn't be saying this, but... Back in the day, back when I was on the 360, on my 360 account, me and one of my friends got into a Modern Warfare 2 lobby with someone that you could tell by their voice they were no older than like 12 years old. And we told them to go get donkey kicked in the face. And if you don't know what that is, don't Google it.
What is wrong with you?
So, like, you need to understand just how bad we were and things were back then, and the fact that this guy actively got fucking banned, it's kind of like, if it wasn't so disgusting, it would be impressive. That's how it, that literally, that's how that is. And a lot of people don't want to put that together because a lot of the people who traveled those same circles on, like, the Xbox Live chat systems, like for Halo Reach, Halo 3, Modern Warfare 1 and 2, the original Black Ops, they don't want to admit to it, but it was some of the most toxic, heinous shit that you could have ever said over a microphone. And the fact that this guy got banned is just like, what the fuck did he do? So that's like, I know they can't publish chat logs like that, but if Xbox ever wanted to seriously, like, draw some fucking attention to a subject, the chat system and party chat system from 2000, I'm actually going to go further back and say from the launch of the chat system for the 360 to about 2013, which was about the Xbox One original era. You want to talk about a conversation starter about bullying, hazing, and online gaming? That would be a pretty damn good place to start. There's no camera this time, baby.
Okay, give me a kiss.
Love you.
Smooches!
Smooches! So, like, just the sheer fact that this guy was that heinous says a fucking lot. Like, that's so disgustingly impressive that it deserves to be in a court record somewhere.
Do you want me to wait until you're done?
Go out. I'm not gonna have another one.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I've had too many today as it is. For someone who's trying to quit. Basically. Well, still. And,
Not that I'm encouraging it. I'm just.
I know, you're trying to be reasonably accommodating, and that's fine. Okay, can you give me like a half an hour? Okay. So that was like the first of many public events that I'd seen just like in the last 24 hours that I was going to touch on. The other one actually had to do with voter ID. Democrats picked one hell of a weird hill to die on. You're going to sit there and tell someone of color, any color at all, or even white for that matter, I don't care what their skin color is, that it's somehow racist to do photo ID because it's too hard for that group of people to go do something that's a normal staple of American modern adulthood. Let me get this straight. You want to say that voter ID is racist because it disenfranchises, and the argument that I've heard so far from the left has been specifically about black folks. I fucking dare you to go into the center of the Bronx in New York, or some very heavy, like, African-American black... Oh, Little Rock, Arkansas. Go into the central part of Little Rock, Arkansas, into the apartment complexes, the gated communities that are all just, like, full of really awesome colored folk. I dare you to go into those communities and say that shit out loud. I fucking dare you. They'll run you out of that fucking town so fast for being a racist pig over that. It wouldn't even be funny. It'd just be funny to watch you get chased out of fucking town. So I'm just gonna kind of remind people that getting a driver's license, getting a state ID when you're 16 or 18, you know, these are normal staples of American adulthood that everyone, including the Somalians in Minnesota who are illegal migrants, know how to do, who have an average IQ of under 75 points, and they can do it and do it regularly. And you're gonna say that that it's too hard?
I didn't get one until I was 19.
Yeah, but you still got one.
Yeah,
So
I had to.
So you're gonna
For my job.
So you're gonna sit there and say that something that is a very basic staple of being an adult in the United States is too hard for a specific community? Buddy, you are the dumbest political group I have ever heard of. I mean, fuck, at this point, I'm starting to think that maybe we would be better being governed by Somali fucking pirates with room temperature IQ over what you're capable of, apparently. Because literally, oh my god, no, that's not the norm. The normal in the United States, from the inception of the identification systems in this country, was that you go in, correct me if I'm wrong, when you first get your ID, and it's your social security number, or your, if you're not from this country, it's your ITIN, which is your, it's basically a tax number that works similar to a social security number.
And your birth certificate.
And your birth certificate, either from the States or from your country of origin, and 2 pieces of mail. You're going to sit here and tell me that it's too hard for a group of people to bring in information that in this country we're effectively brainwashed into remembering.
Okay. I'm whiter than Paste. Okay?
Yeah.
Paste is darker than me.
Yeah.
I had a hard time getting my ID due to transportation. But, that being said, I had all of my identification prepared, and I made phone calls on a weekly basis trying to get the transportation to get me where I needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I eventually got there.
Yeah. But that's not the same as saying they're not intelligent enough to do it. Which is basically effectively what they're saying.
Well, they're saying they're not able.
Oh, no. Intelligence is part of this question.
Well, that's just stupid.
You want to talk about... Because... Oh, alright, let me explain. The exact phrasing that's used by Democrat politicians right now...
Are you going to explain or mansplain?
I'm explaining. The exact verbiage that's used by Democrats right now is they don't know where the DMV is and they don't know how to acquire the stuff to get their identification. So what they're effectively saying
Is that they don't have Google.
is that they're too dumb to use Google or ask for directions to the DMV or BMV, depending on what your state acronym is. That's your Department of Motor Vehicles or Bureau of Motor Vehicles. And take 2 pieces of mail, a social security number or the ITIN number,
And a birth certificate.
and a birth certificate to one of these offices to go get a little piece of plastic that's about the size of a playing card. And by the way, many people of color have done many times. White people do it. Fuck, if we keep going on the identification trail, they're going to make it so I'll have to do the same thing for my fucking pets. We're about there already. But my point is that you're going to sit there and point the finger at a group of people and say, we can't have voter ID because these people don't know how to apply for an identification card.
You can literally go into any federal building and ask them where the Department of Motor Vehicles is.
You can go to a post office and ask them that, and they will give you an answer.
Isn't a post office a federal building?
It is.
So,
Most libraries,
I stand by what I said.
schools, you are supposed to be taught this stuff in school. And even if you weren't in school here, people from overseas even know how to get an American driver's license. So you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me that you're against racism and then turn around and say the most bigoted bullshit I've ever heard in my fucking life. No, what it is, I'll tell you exactly what this is. This is you don't want voter ID because you want to sit there on your little high horse and say illegals don't vote in our system. And then you don't want to have verification of that by having a voter ID system to say, yeah, no, illegals do not vote in our system because they have to show ID. Because you're counting on every single one of those illegal immigrants.
Or what about the whole debacle with those votes that ended up in the FedEx truck?
Oh, I'll get in that one in just a second because there's a lot more than just that. You're going to sit here and tell me one thing when the obvious answer is that you want to cheat in an election by importing a bunch of illegal votes from out of country because no one here wants to vote for your dumbasses because you say and do stupid shit like tell minority groups or anyone else that you think is a reason to not have something, and you want to be the most racist motherfuckers on the planet by saying this stupid bullshit. And that goes to my other point. You're going to have mail-in voting and all this other bullshit, mass mail-in voting, which is not the same as absentee ballots, by the way. You're going to have all this bullshit, and then you're going to turn around and lose ballots in a FedEx truck. Have it mailed to a private address in my own state, by the way. A bundle of them. A couple hundred to a couple thousand of them.
I used to have the exact number, but I don't remember.
You're going to have them showing in California.
I think it was 15.
After the 2021, or the 2020 election, 2021, we had ballots that were showing up in a fucking dumpster. Not just one, several, because they were voting Republican, not Democrat. There were litanies of reports of this shit, and you're going to sit here and tell me that everything's legit and above board. You can shove that notion where the sun does not fucking shine. I do not care anymore. We get voter ID, and I'm sorry to do this to the absentee voters out there, but you need to have someone, if you're in the military, from your chain of command, verify your identification. Just bar none. And if you're disabled and can't make it to the voting booth, fine. We need to have agents going to your house to verify your identification that are licensed from the state with full background checks and everything else at this point. Because this is fucking pathetic.
I'm just not gonna vote.
Every other country in the world, even third world countries, have voter ID in their elections. For the very reasons that you're trying to avoid.
Yeah, I'm sick of hearing it.
Because you want to cheat in the next election because you're afraid you're going to lose. Well, guess what? Maybe if you didn't stand on trying to gender swap kids behind parents' backs, maybe if you didn't try to push all this racist BS, maybe if you weren't a bunch of dumb fucks, you wouldn't need to worry about it. But oh no, you couldn't just stick to the bread and butter issues of taxes and transportation and infrastructure and taking care of the fucking country, and you wanted to go off on this tangent about helping kids in Argentina get their fucking gender bits chopped off. That's what's going to cost you the fucking elections moving forward, because you did this stupid shit to yourself. You could not focus on the issues at home.
What happened with the kids in Argentina?
Thank you! Okay, so, back when we had USAID, the U.S., what the hell was it? It's not U.S. aid, it's for, it's basically donations to help other countries with their development.
Red Cross and Blue Shield?
No, this is the federal version of that. Those are private institutions.
Okay. It was a question.
Well, they're private, but they're federally funded, so it's kind of complicated.
Again, it was a question.
This was the direct arm of the U.S. government trying to aid in the development of other countries, right? But instead of aiding in their development, they were aiding in the chopping off of kids' gonads, freaking drag shows in Ireland and shit. Oh yeah, I could pull up every single report. You remember the Elon Musk and the Doge thing? The Doge cuts?
No.
They were all over the news like 6 months ago or some shit like that.
I don't pay attention to that shit.
Well, basically, Elon Musk, at the behest of Donald Trump, went through and did a third-party external audit of what these people were doing. And it turned out that all of our foreign aid funding and shit that was supposed to go through USAID...
Before they get a hair across their asses and stop talking to each other.
Yeah. Was being used as a front to undermine cultures in other countries by pushing a bunch of transgender, Rainbow Road, Rainbow Warrior bullshit into countries like Ireland, Britain, the greater UK, Venezuela.
Not that we have a problem with transgender people.
No, I don't have a problem with the people themselves, other than some of the new wave that have come out. Oh no, I can say this shit, and I'm going to. If you're wearing rainbow-colored fucking hair and you're running naked down the street as part of a fucking pride parade, you don't belong in a pride parade. You belong in a fucking straitjacket or in a prison cell, or better yet, a fucking wood chipper. Sorry, that is exposing yourself to a minor. I do not have patience or tolerance for that bullshit.
What if they're mentally ill?
Like I said, you either belong in a straitjacket, a prison cell, or a wood chipper.
Okay.
You do not belong free on the streets, period.
I was never in a straitjacket.
I do not have a problem with gay people aside from religiously, because the Bible has what it has to say. I'm sure you're a great person. But the reality is that pushing this shit on kids is not okay.
Why are you yelling at me? I don't do it.
I'm not. I'm just, it's an open yell.
Well, shut your yell.
But at the end of the day, yeah, that's basically what that is. And you know what? It might sound like I'm being a bigoted asshole, and you know what? Prejudice exists for a fucking reason, asshole. Why, if it's a bad thing to be prejudiced, riddle me this. Why is it every time someone is open hiring someone and they don't care about their gender bender nonsense? Why is it, like, 9 times out of 10, we find out months later that this person literally belonged in a jail cell? because of something that they either did to a kid prior, or did to a kid on the job.
I have relatives that are transgender that I've never.
Alright, so I need to be clear. I have friends and family that are too, and I love them very much. Here's the problem. They agree with what I'm saying because they know it's true. They are literally a 0.26 minority in the United States. They don't even have a full percentile. But here's the problem that they have. A very small but loud fraction of either them or someone pretending to be them is going around trying to push this shit on kids, using it as a cover for them being a sexual predator, or they're using it to push some other shit onto other people's kids, and they have absolutely no fucking right to do so. Most of the trans people, I can pull one up, and I have on stream before. My friend Loddles is trans. He, she, they don't care what I call them, okay? Because we've already had the discussion about forced speech patterns, and I told them that that's not going to change. I'm going to call you what I'm going to call you, and you're just going to have to fucking get over it. And they said exactly this. Nope, that's fine. To be honest with you, it's Xbox Live. Thank you for giving me the heads up. That's probably more courtesy than I'd get anywhere else. And I'm like, nope, that's fine. I'm not playing the compelled speech bullshit. And that was the agreement. We're friends, and they agreed that it's not what we call the normal LGBTQ people. It's the community. What that means is you have people that are going out waving flags, screaming up and down about representation. Well, the problem is that they're being severely misrepresented by the wrong fucking people.
I mean, there's a reason why the drag queen community has pulled away and said, we are not transgender.
Yeah, even RuPaul came out and spoke out against this shit. Hell, George Takei, being gay as he is, has spoken out about this shit too. It's not the people themselves. It's the bullshit representation that's been overrun by these fucking psychopaths that are using it as a cover.
RuPaul was on the Muppet Show.
Yeah, that are using the movement as a cover.
As himself, though. He didn't dress up.
Oh, yeah. They use it as a cover to victimize kids and families everywhere. And it makes the people that fall under that umbrella of terms look like dog shit. It does. And we all acknowledge it. So when I call this shit out, I'm not calling out what we would call the normie transgender, chick that wears jeans and a t-shirt and a baseball cap, has her hair cut like a guy's, and is getting her tidbits altered because, she's an adult. She can make her own decision. I'm not talking about those people. The people I'm talking about are about the fucking weirdos that go into these pride parades that are so... By the way, it says right in their main charter for these pride parades that they're supposed to be family safe.
Yes.
Okay?
I'm aware of that.
And instead of getting family safe, what you get is, like, the gay biker dudes from the Police Academy movies wearing fucking stripped down fucking assless chaps stripping in the fucking parade.
You.
And mounting and riding each other in the fucking parade.
Oh my god, I didn't need to know that.
That's the shit that's the problem. Okay? That and the indoctrination in the fucking schools. This stuff has been covered at length by so many fucking people across the country and across the planet that I don't even need to fucking describe it to half of the people who are going to watch this, because they've already seen it themselves. It is the problem.
On a happier note?
On a happier note, things are looking up at home. So, how much in depth am I allowed to get into with this stuff?
I thought you already did.
Not as much as I could. I didn't tell them why I'm staying home and working from home.
You said you were doing in-home care for me.
Okay, I did not know I let that slip. Back to the channel news.
When I gave you permission to talk about what we talked about with my worker,
okay,
you said that you were doing in-home care with me. Do I need to start keeping the minutes?
Probably.
Not happening.
I'm gonna have to pay you for keeping the damn minutes out of the paycheck that I get for taking care of you. So as you heard, and this does relate to the channel, I am going to be my fiance, significant other, future wife's in-home care person. Which means that for 40 hours every week, I will be getting paid for taking care of her.
I need a new ring.
We'll work on that. So because of that, the streaming schedule is going to be fluctuating until we can get the hours thing figured out. It's 7 days a week. The reality of the situation is that it's closer to the fact that I am 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 356 days a year.
There's not 30 days in this month.
No, you still get my point. I am full-time taking care of her, so 40 hours is just a nice way to say I'm taking care of someone full-time. And now it's going to get to where I can actually get paid for it, so that's going to be a big help because I haven't been able to get a full or part-time job because of my need to be home. Not a desire, but a need for me to be home.
I just want to specify I wipe my own ass.
But you do need help with other things a lot.
Yeah, but I wipe my own ass.
But because of that, we're still trying to negotiate the hours, like how it's going to work for the stream, but also how it's going to work for clocking in and clocking out. I don't have those details yet. I won't get them until after tomorrow sometime. So we're just kind of waiting to hear from the agency that handles this stuff to hear about how we're going to go about dealing with the situation. Yeah, I know you don't like it when I talk. Mine's bigger than yours.
That's mine. You don't own it. It's mine.
Okay, so I have enough adamantite. I just need to go get.
She said we could get a new one.
Yes, we can.
And she didn't even put in for it, even though she knows this one's fine. She says it's always good to have a spare.
So, effectively, I'm going to be doing 2 jobs, entertaining you folks, and taking care of my very special fiance, who needs my love and attention.
Can I break your toe?
Please don't. I was being sweet. Or trying to be.
That doesn't mean I have to be.
So, in light of those facts, tomorrow is Friday. I usually cover Destiny 2. We will not be covering Destiny 2 moving forward. Rick Cactus, Astacross, that's your territory. Have a fucking field day. We will be looking for a different title to cover on Fridays. I know some of you are here for my Destiny 2 content. I can appreciate that, and I'm sorry. But Destiny 2 is kind of a weird grind that requires damn near constant attention for either strange coin gathering or like being on it constantly. I can't do that. It's gonna drive me insane.
I'm getting dizzy.
Stop doing that. But to talk in circles just for one more moment, I've got like 10 minutes left.
I'm a lot of work.
I do not have a problem with people from certain identification groups. I have a problem when your when your representation is not handled properly. And right now, just like how gun owners haven't been properly represented by the NRA since the 70s, you guys under what I would call the Rainbow Raider Squad, or whatever you want to call it as a joke, y'all under that particular labeling are not being represented fairly or accurately at all. I'm going to again say that while, yes, my religion does say you're going to a very bad place because of what you do and your lack of repentance for it, some of you
There
are...
are some people that repent for it every single day.
There are. But I kind of got to wonder about that a little bit. But I need to raise the point that some of you are the nicest people I've ever met. And putting the religious side of it aside, speaking specifically from a representation standpoint, y'all are being done dirty by these people, and it needs to stop. I don't know how much more I can say on that topic, but you are being severely misrepresented by these individuals, and it's not fair. It's not okay. And realistically, there are crazies in no matter what community you're in. The problem is that your group is being overly represented by the crazies, not the normals. We need the normies. You know, I don't care if you're furry or whatever. We need people with common sense handling representation for these people. Just like we did for the gun rights, just like Christians did, just like Buddhists did, just like everyone else did. You need to be able to stand on your principles, but you also need to not be a fucking wackadoo.
Can I say something?
Go for it.
You're a wackadoo if you believe there's such thing as normies.
Normies is a term online that is used to denote someone who's not fucking insane.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
So that's...
I mean, in the American community, there's no such thing as the norm anymore.
The problem is that that is something that is not supposed to exist that way. Normal is supposed to mean not psychotically grinding your partner down the street while wearing assless chaps in the middle of a parade.
That's disgusting.
Not dressing up like the Punisher from fucking
Marvel.
not the live action series, because he dresses normal, but like the fucking Punisher from the comic books, and walking down the street and expecting everyone to look at you like you're normal. Not dressing up like fucking...
I once dressed up as a fairy and running around town for no reason.
Not dressing up like Batman, but being 500 pounds overweight in a fucking electric scooter, thinking that that's normal. That is not normal.
Did you hear what I said?
I did.
I once dressed up as a fairy and ran around town for no reason.
Yeah.
Other than I was a 16-year-old girl and I felt like it.
But you were a 16-year-old girl, not a 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year-old adult.
Okay. If they're 80, they could be senile and think they are Batman.
Okay, so to be fair, some of that is. And there is a lot of mental illness out there that needs to be addressed and handled appropriately, and it's not being handled at all.
Do I need to be handled appropriately?
You're very mild. Yours is very mild. Like, you don't want to hear this because you like to be able to play the I'm crazy card.
I am crazy.
But the reality
I'm
is...
certifiable. I have paperwork.
The reality is even with your paperwork, you're actually very mild. So,
I
you
was
know.
blue paper.
Yeah, but you weren't red papered, so...
No, it's blue paper. You know what blue paper is?
Submitted to a... not house.
You're not allowed to leave on your own recognizance.
Yeah, but you were not forcibly submitted. That's what red is.
At this hospital, it was blue, and yes, I was forcibly submitted.
By a police officer.
I was already en route to the hospital when I decided to try to leave the ambulance.
Okay. So that is different. That is medical care. Red means that you're criminally violent.
No, I was not violent. I did not try to hurt anybody. I just tried to
Red
escape.
means that you're criminally violent and mentally unstable at the same time.
And they threatened to blue paper me again when I tried to escape the building by putting my arm through the crack in the door.
That's just why you...
Because if you get it just right, you can hit the sensor, you know.
Oh.
It wasn't, you know.
So it kind of sounds to me like you were just being a turd.
I just did not want to be there.
Didn't want to be there, but were told that you had to be.
Yeah.
That's
And I
not...
made a nurse very mad.
Let me rephrase that. You were not put in chains or a forcible straitjacket by a police officer.
No, but I had a nurse tell me I gave her PTSD.
You were not put there by a police officer under a court order.
Like when I had my second trip there. Just kidding. My second trip there, the nurse that I scared was very happy that I was calmer and nicer. She gave me a hug, and they're not supposed to do that.
But the point is that you were not submitted to actual act of force doctrine by a police officer.
No, I never had to get Hytale or anything like that.
Okay, so there's a difference in blue and red on that note.
I was confined to my room for 48 hours.
What did you do? No, don't.
I already told you what I did. I tried to escape the hospital.
Well, that's whatever. That's...
When they had a group of patients going from the floor we were on to the gymnasium, and I decided I was going to try to open the door to get out.
Yeah, because you didn't want to be there.
Because I don't want to be there. And I also tried to climb a fence. And I also...
I'm going to
found one of the
remind...
back doors in the hallway near the staircase and figured out that I could open it just enough so I could almost fit.
I'm going to
And
also...
got stuck between the door
I'm going to also openly remind people that, physically speaking, these are things that she cannot do anymore.
Oh, why? You're afraid I'm going to run away?
I couldn't stop you if you did. You're an adult.
But you try, right?
Of course.
Okay. That's all I need to hear.
I'd ask and beg you not to.
Are you happy?
I love you too.
I won't run away from you, I promise. Unless you make me mad.
Boy, ain't that a subjective standard.
Don't worry, I'll do it in public.
Like, if you wanted to get away from me that much, it would not be that hard to do. I'm very easy to get away from.
I'm picking on you. Wanna go have
Yeah, we
a
can
talk?
go have a break. As always, if you like the content, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I will be doing more streams at some point. Possible multiples per day. We'll see.
When I let him out of the closet.
You say that again, I'm gonna rip the doors off the fucking closet. There won't be any doors.
I was just kidding.
I know.
I couldn't push you into something if I wanted to. I can't. I have to lean on you to stand up.
Oh, positive note. I forgot. I'm down to 281.
You told me already.
I know, but the channel doesn't know.
Well, now the channel knows.
I have lost down to 281 pounds from 310. I am doing great and I'm loving it. Can't wait to be back down around like 190, 200. Oh my god. That's gonna be amazing. I'll have some energy back. Hopefully.
Start picking me up, lifting me around.
I'm gonna have to actually, because I was reading through the safety manual. Part of my doing this job requires me to be able to pick you up.
I don't want to do that game.
So,
I don't want to play.
I don't either, but I'm just like, they want me to be able to do that. And I'm not saying you're heavy. You're perfect for your size. But like...
I'm terrified of heights.
picking another human being up is kind of out of my purview at this very moment.
I don't like stepladders.
Anyway, like I said, if you like the content, hit the like and subscribe button, share it amongst your friends, and we will be back on. I would like to do tomorrow, but probably not because I have to tear the computer apart, which means that it's going to get shut off for the night tonight for everything to cool down.
You also have to do some rearranging in the bedroom.
I do have to do some rearranging in the bedroom, yes, and I have to go get a TV out of the garage. There's a lot of stuff I got to do. But yeah, I'll see you in the next